Welcome everybody. How are you doing today? It's so very nice to have you here. Our 3-week program started already this last Sunday, and we have been practicing this very powerful reversal of our thinking. We can say this is just another way of inquiry. When past is present and so many thoughts arise about what needs to be different, how things need to change. I am suggesting and I'm encouraging, and I have been sharing this with you for a while, is that we can reframe our thinking. Because there's a difference. When change is here, it's here. There's nothing we can do about this. It's clear, it's obvious, it's happening. But so much of the time we think about change, or we think about wanting for things to be different, or we think about what we would like instead of what is actually present. And I'm speaking about those times. I'm speaking about those times that at those times we can reframe our thinking. And instead of thinking, this is wrong, this should be different, how can I change this? Or how is this supposed to change? Or instead of thinking what I would like, instead of what's actually present, I would like this, this, and that. We can reframe that, and we can remind ourselves that what we really want is to be here. Very, very powerful, right? Powerful to the point, it instantaneously brings our attention here. And it instantaneously allows us to be present to what is. I want to very briefly speak about wrongness, because so much of the time when past is present, where certain events take place, where things don't go the way you want to, or just different events arise in your life, that sense of wrongness arises with it as well. I'm wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I have done something wrong. This is wrong. It shouldn't be like this. When wrongness is present, this is the past. I have been very clear with myself, obviously, and with everybody else, that when the sense of wrongness is present, that's where discrimination comes in. We have to see it for what it is. This is the past. Because when that belief that something is wrong is present, that's, it's another way of saying that judgment is here. When that belief that something is wrong is present, is here, we can't really be here. You can't really let yourself be here. And you see, we can only do one thing at a time, which is we are either believing that something is wrong, that you are wrong, that what's happening is wrong, that what you are doing is wrong, that, or you can let yourself be here, you see. And when wrongness arises, it can be so strong, so much conviction, so much content, so much, belief. So many of us individually, collectively, we have believed this, something is wrong, right? That it has a lot of momentum, and through discrimination and through our resting in presence, we have to be really strong. And what does it mean to be strong? It means to simply know that that is the past. We cannot move with that. We cannot follow that. We cannot believe that. We cannot buy into that, you see. The moment you buy into that, that's the end, and we are back in the past. It's forever, right? And sometimes when that wrongness arises, it has so much momentum, it can last. It can last a day, an hour, a few days. It doesn't matter, right? We need to remain in this very, very clear, very strong discrimination. This is the past. Because, as I always say to you, to me, to everybody, it's not possible that anything is wrong. You know, that is not the essence of our true nature. And we not only need to know that, but we also need to live by that moment by moment by moment. So our program is on the way, and you can still register for the next 2 weeks if you would like. The registration for this is still open on our website. And I'm both inviting you to the program and inviting you to try it out on your own when past arises, to simply remind yourself, what I really want is to be here. Let's do that right now for a moment. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's present, no matter what's happening, you can tell yourself right now, what I really want is to be here. I'm very much looking forward to our time together, and if you like these videos, please like and subscribe and share so that more people can enjoy and benefit from this.